Picture this. She's sitting across from you, her eyes distant, her voice flat. She says she's fine, but you can feel it. She's not in love with him. She tells you he's not the one, that something feels off, that she doesn't get butterflies anymore. And yet, she stays. She posts pictures with him. She defends him. She builds a life around a man she doesn't truly desire. You watch it, confused. You ask yourself, why would someone stay in a relationship where love is gone? But the truth isn't pretty. It's not romantic. It's psychological. And it's darker than most people want to admit. The taboo reason women stay with men they don't love isn't comfort or fear or habit. It's survival. Not physical survival, but emotional survival. Because deep down, she's not choosing the man. She's choosing the feeling she gets from what he provides: certainty, stability, validation, or identity. It's not love she's addicted to. It's safety. Human beings are wired for safety more than happiness. And women especially have been conditioned by both biology and society to value emotional and relational safety above all else. That's not manipulation, it's psychology. A man's love often starts from desire. A woman's love often starts from trust. But when trust turns into dependency, love dies slowly, replaced by comfort and fear of loss. Every confident man needs to understand this. Because you'll meet women who are stuck in situations they don't want, with men they don't love, and you'll think, if I can just show her I'm better, she'll choose me. But she won't, not until she feels safe enough to lose what's keeping her emotionally alive. Love doesn't free her, certainty does. And if that certainty comes from a man she doesn't love, she'll stay longer than anyone expects. This is why you see women defend the men they complain about, why they cry to their friends but still go home to the same bed, why they say they want love but stay where passion has died. Because somewhere along the line, she stopped seeking connection and started seeking control over her emotions. And that man, no matter how imperfect, became her anchor in the storm. He might not make her heart race anymore, but he makes her feel secure. And for many, that's enough. It's uncomfortable to admit, but attraction and attachment are not the same. Attraction pulls her toward excitement, toward potential, toward danger even. But attachment pulls her toward safety. And when safety feels scarce, attachment wins every time. That's the secret no one wants to say out loud. A woman can feel no passion for a man and still stay, because her biology rewards stability more than adventure. Her subconscious mind whispers, stay with what's familiar, stay where it's safe. But there's another layer to it, a darker one. Some women stay not out of safety, but out of ego. They stay because they don't want to lose the version of themselves they've built around that relationship. She might not love him, but she loves who she gets to be next to him. Maybe she likes the validation, the appearance of being desired, the story she can tell herself about being in control. To leave would mean confronting the truth, that she's not as happy, or powerful, or fulfilled as she pretends to be. So she stays, performing a version of love that no longer exists. You've probably met women like this. They talk about their relationship like a business. They say things like, he's good to me, he treats me well, he's stable. Listen carefully to that language. None of it has to do with love. It's all about function. And that's the taboo truth. Many relationships survive not because of love, but because of utility. Because both people get something from the deal. He gets loyalty, she gets security. But the emotional connection that once made it feel alive slowly dies, replaced by routine dressed as love. And here's where men often make the mistake. They think being good, consistent, or reliable will keep a woman's heart. But the truth is, those qualities keep her body, not her soul. Her body stays because it's safe. Her soul drifts because it's unstimulated. Love, by its nature, needs polarity, tension, growth, emotional contrast. When everything becomes predictable, the feminine energy shuts down. She stops admiring him, stops craving him, stops seeing him as the source of excitement and protection she once felt. But instead of leaving, she stays. Not because she's cruel, but because leaving would mean rebuilding her identity from scratch. And that's terrifying. We forget that love isn't just an emotion, it's an ecosystem of habits, dependencies, and meaning. Ending a relationship doesn't just mean walking away from a person, it means walking away from a version of yourself, and not everyone is brave enough to do that. That's why the most painful relationships aren't the ones that end. They're the ones that continue long after the love has died. Two people trapped in a performance of affection, staying not because of passion, but because it's easier than confronting emptiness. That's what keeps her there. The fear of the void. Because the void means silence, loneliness, self-reflection, and many would rather stay unhappy than face the sound of their own thoughts. So when you see a woman stay with a man she doesn't love, don't judge her. Understand her. She's not weak, she's human. She's clinging to the last thread of certainty in a world that constantly asks her to question her worth. Her staying isn't about him, it's about her fear of what happens when he's gone. She tells herself stories to make it make sense. She says things like, "Love changes with time," or "Every relationship goes through phases," or "No one's perfect." But those words aren't truth. They're anesthesia. They numb the discomfort of knowing that what she's in isn't love, it's habit dressed as loyalty. Deep down, she knows the difference. Every woman does. Love expands you, habit confines you, but the mind will always choose the cage that feels safe over the freedom that feels uncertain. And that's what makes this so complicated. It's not that she doesn't see what's happening, it's that she can't afford to feel it. To feel it would mean tearing down everything she's built, her identity, her image, her idea of what stability means. So she convinces herself that contentment is love, that predictability is peace, that absence of pain is happiness. But there's a cost to that kind of comfort, and it's paid in silence. Psychologically, there's a term for this: cognitive dissonance. It's when your mind holds two opposing beliefs at once. She knows she's not in love, but she also believes she should be. She knows something's missing, but she can't justify leaving a man who hasn't done anything wrong. So instead of choosing, she compartmentalizes. She splits her reality into two worlds, one she lives in and one she dreams of. And over time, the distance between those two worlds becomes unbearable. You can see it in her eyes when she talks about him. The way her sentences trail off, the way her smile never reaches her face. She'll say he's good to her, that he provides, that he's loyal, but she won't say he inspires her. She won't say she feels seen, because she doesn't. She's emotionally unfulfilled, but logically trapped. That's the prison of the modern relationship, the comfort of what's known, versus the terror of starting over. Biologically, her attachment makes sense. The female brain releases oxytocin through touch, affection, routine. The more consistent the exposure, the stronger the bond. It's chemical conditioning. Every shared breakfast, every familiar scent, every repeated ritual reinforces the attachment even when the love has faded. Her nervous system associates him with safety, and safety for the brain always overrides passion. Because passion feels risky. Passion reminds her of vulnerability, of loss, of surrender. And in a world where women are constantly told to protect themselves, to never depend on anyone, passion starts to look like danger. So she picks control instead. The man she doesn't love becomes the emotional anchor she can predict. He may not set her soul on fire, but he won't burn her either. That's the twisted logic the brain uses to keep her stuck. Stability becomes the substitute for connection. It's not what she wants, but it's what she can manage, because managing feels safer than surrendering. There's another layer though, one that's even more taboo. Some women stay because the dynamic serves their ego. Being the one in control, the one less emotionally invested, gives her power. It makes her feel strong. She tells herself she's the one who could leave any time, that she's not the one being left. And in a world that constantly tells women to avoid getting hurt, that illusion of control feels intoxicating. It's not love, but it's leverage. And men fall for it too. Because the irony is, the men they don't love are often the ones who love them the most. The nice guys, the caretakers, the dependable ones. The men who give everything because they think that's what women want. But the truth is, a woman can't love a man she doesn't respect. And she can't respect a man who doesn't respect himself enough to see that her love is gone. So he stays, hoping she'll wake up one day and love him back. And she stays, hoping he'll stop noticing that she doesn't. It's tragic, really. Two people locked in emotional autopilot, feeding each other's fears. He fears abandonment. She fears uncertainty. He clings tighter, she withdraws further. The more he tries to prove his worth, the more she feels trapped. Because every act of desperate love is a reminder that he needs her more than he values himself, and need kills desire faster than neglect ever could. This is why confidence matters more than devotion. Because confidence says, I love you, but I won't betray myself to keep you. Devotion without self-respect is submission, and submission breeds resentment. A woman may stay with a man she doesn't love, but she can't hide the slow erosion of attraction. It shows in the way she stops dressing up for him, the way her laughter fades, the way her body tenses when he touches her. It's not cruelty, it's biology. The feminine energy retracts when it doesn't feel polarity. And here's the hardest truth. Most of these relationships don't end in chaos, they end in silence. One day she just stops trying. She stops arguing, stops explaining, stops caring, because you can't argue someone into loving you. You can only inspire it. And once she realizes that love can't be forced, she accepts the quiet tragedy of staying where her heart no longer lives. So when you see a woman staying with a man she doesn't love, understand this: it's not about logic. It's about fear, identity, and comfort colliding in a psychological storm. She's not choosing him. She's choosing not to lose herself in the chaos of starting over. He thinks he's doing everything right. He listens to her, supports her, stays loyal, plans the future. He tells himself, I'm the kind of man women say they want. But deep down, he feels something's off. She's there, but not really. Her eyes wander when he speaks. Her body stiffens when he touches her. Her affection feels measured, almost like a favor, and he keeps asking himself what he's doing wrong, when in reality, his biggest mistake is that he's doing too much. Because here's the truth most men never learn. Love doesn't grow in the soil of over-availability. When a man gives everything without discernment, his energy stops feeling like a gift and starts feeling like noise. Women are intuitive. They feel the difference between a man who gives from fullness and one who gives from fear. When a man's love comes from insecurity, she senses it immediately. It doesn't make her feel cherished, it makes her feel pressured. She starts to suffocate under the weight of being his emotional oxygen. He thinks he's proving his worth. She feels he's losing his frame. He tells her, I'll do anything for you. But what she hears is, I'll abandon myself for you. And no woman can respect a man who does that. Not because she's cruel, but because her biology is wired to follow strength, not submission. A man who loses himself for love might win sympathy, but he loses polarity. And without polarity, there's no spark. This is where things get psychologically fascinating and painful. The more he tries to fix her fading love, the more she withdraws. The more he explains, the less she listens. The more he invests, the less she values it. Because love is not logical, it's emotional mathematics. When you try to buy connection through effort, you're communicating lack. The message becomes clear: you are the source of my happiness. And the moment a woman feels that burden, she instinctively pulls away. What he doesn't understand is that her attraction isn't fading because she's bored. It's fading because he stopped being a mirror of her desire. In the beginning, she admired his energy, his direction, his drive. He was his own man. He had mystery, independence, gravity. She didn't fully understand him, and that intrigued her. But once he fell in love, he stopped being that man. He replaced polarity with predictability, passion with politeness, presence with pursuit. She doesn't stay because she's evil. She stays because she feels guilty, because she remembers the version of him that once inspired her. And he doesn't leave because he's weak. He stays because he confuses comfort with love, just like she does. Both of them, trapped by nostalgia, mistaking emotional dependency for connection. It's that she can't. Not when he's lost the energy that made her fall in the first place. She loved his confidence, his purpose, his direction. She didn't fall for the man who worshipped her. She fell for the man who challenged her, the man who made her feel something raw, something uncertain, something alive. And when he became the man who tried to manage her emotions, who tried to earn her affection through safety, the attraction quietly died. A woman can't love a man she doesn't respect. And respect isn't built by how much you give, it's built by how much you withhold from weakness. When you hold your ground, when you can say no, when you can let her pull away without chasing, that's when she remembers why she was drawn to you. Because that's when you become the mirror again, the reminder of the strength she wants to trust. So how does a man recover from this? By remembering his polarity, by reclaiming his edge, not by turning cold or detached, but by re-establishing boundaries that remind both of them where attraction lives. You don't create love by pleasing her. You create it by leading her, not with control, but with direction. You lead by example, by energy, by the way you move through the world. You make her feel something that safety alone cannot give her: admiration. Admiration is the heartbeat of feminine desire. It's not about dominance, it's about certainty. A woman admires a man who's not afraid to lose her in the process of keeping his integrity. That's when she starts to respect him again. Because deep down, every woman wants to feel a man's boundaries, not his desperation. The confident man knows that love without self-respect is emotional slavery. He knows that validation is addictive, but dignity is sacred. He knows that being the good guy means nothing if it costs him his power. And most importantly, he knows that true love doesn't grow in control, it grows in polarity, in the push and pull between two complete individuals who choose each other, not because they need to, but because they want to. So when a woman stays with a man she doesn't love, understand this: it's not just her that's trapped, he is too. Trapped in his own fear of not being enough, trapped in the illusion that being everything to her will make her stay, when in reality, the moment he stops trying to keep her and starts trying to find himself again, that's when she finally sees the man she thought she lost. That's when her respect returns. And sometimes, when respect returns, love follows quietly behind it. He doesn't need to become someone else. He just needs to remember who he was before he started begging for love, before he turned his power into apology, before he started living his life in reaction to someone else's moods. That's where the transformation begins. Not in trying to fix her, but in reclaiming himself. The first step is detachment. Not emotional coldness, but internal freedom. Detachment means you stop trying to control how she feels. You stop making her reactions the measure of your worth. You stop adjusting yourself every time her tone changes. When a man learns to be emotionally still, something incredible happens. He becomes unpredictable again. And unpredictability is the heartbeat of attraction. See, she didn't fall for you because you made her feel safe. She fell because you made her feel alive. But the moment you began trying to preserve her comfort, you killed the polarity. You took away the emotional charge that made her lean in. Confident men understand that discomfort isn't the enemy. It's the doorway to growth, and love that never challenges you isn't love, it's sedation. This is why confident men don't chase validation. They're not rude, but they're not available to everything. They know their time, their peace, their attention. It all has value. They give it to people who meet them in reciprocity, not desperation. And that's when women feel drawn again. Because now, instead of begging for her energy, you've become a man she wants to match energy with. A woman can feel the shift immediately. You stop over-explaining yourself. You stop checking your phone for replies. You stop walking on emotional eggshells. Instead, you live your life. You focus on your craft, your discipline, your purpose. You start waking up with that quiet fire again. The one that used to make you magnetic without trying. You're not performing, you're becoming. This is the moment her intuition wakes up. She can feel that you're no longer orbiting her emotions. She notices you're lighter, calmer, even a little mysterious again. You've stopped trying to make her feel something, and paradoxically, that's what makes her feel everything. Because the masculine energy she once took for granted has returned, you've stopped being predictable, and she's drawn back into your gravity. But here's the catch: this transformation isn't about getting her back, it's about getting you back. Because once you reclaim your center, you realize something. The goal was never to make her love you again. The goal was to stop betraying yourself just to be loved. That's the shift that separates confident men from desperate ones. Desperate men chase, confident men attract. In psychology, this shift is called reclaiming the frame. It means you've taken back emotional leadership. You're no longer reacting to her reality. You're creating your own. You're setting the tone instead of matching it. You're no longer asking, what do I need to do to make her stay? You're asking, does this relationship still align with who I'm becoming? That question changes everything. Because now she's not your source of validation, she's your mirror. You observe how she responds to your energy, not to control her, but to understand the dynamic. And if she still can't meet you at your level, You let go, not from bitterness, but from strength. You don't need to prove your worth to someone who can't see it. You just keep walking. Because you've realized that your value isn't something you announce, it's something you embody. Women feel this shift on a primal level. They can sense when a man's energy has evolved from need to sovereignty. They stop testing him because they finally trust him. Not trust in a moral sense, but in an energetic sense. They trust that he won't collapse, that he won't lose himself, that his emotions won't depend on theirs. That kind of man becomes unshakable. And here's the paradox. The moment you become unshakable, she finally feels safe enough to open again. It's ironic, isn't it? The safety she craved didn't come from your constant reassurance. It came from your stability. The moment you stopped trying to control her love, she felt free to give it again. The moment you stopped needing her validation, she began wanting your presence. Confidence isn't arrogance, it's acceptance. It's being so comfortable in your own energy that you stop needing anyone to fill it. It's realizing that love is not supposed to complete you, it's supposed to complement you. And when you live from that truth, everything changes. You stop over-investing in people who can't meet you halfway. You stop explaining your worth to those who can't see it. You stop negotiating for love as if it's something you have to earn. You give freely, but never at the expense of your self-respect. You stay open, but never desperate. You remain kind, but never compliant. And this balance, this mix of warmth and strength, is what creates attraction that lasts. Because deep down, women don't want perfection. They want presence. They want to feel your certainty, not your anxiety, your direction, not your doubt. And the man who can offer that, without pretending, without forcing, without needing, is the man who becomes unforgettable. She'll never say it out loud. But what makes her stay isn't always love, it's the illusion of stability. Deep down, she equates safety with control. The man who loves her too much gives her that control. The man who loves himself enough to walk away takes it back. And that's what awakens something she doesn't expect, the dormant attraction that only comes alive in the presence of masculine certainty. Here's the uncomfortable truth. A woman can live without love, but she cannot live without emotional safety. And that's why so many end up with men who don't challenge them. Because safety without passion is predictable, and predictability feels easier to handle than uncertainty. The danger is that, over time, safety without excitement becomes emotional numbness. That's when you see the quiet, subtle despair behind her calm exterior. She's stable, but not alive, and it's in that quiet unhappiness that her dark psychology starts to reveal itself. Because every woman has two forces inside her, the one that craves stability and the one that craves polarity. She wants to feel secure, but she also wants to feel pulled, desired, awakened. The problem is, very few men can give her both. The safe man gives her comfort, but not fire. The passionate man gives her fire, but not control. So when she finds a man who brings both, who's strong enough to lead yet calm enough to understand, she can finally surrender. Not because she's weak, but because she finally feels safe to be feminine again. That's why the confident man doesn't chase or beg. He doesn't promise love. He embodies it. His energy speaks before his words do. He can look at a woman and make her feel seen without needing to be approved. He can walk away from what doesn't serve him without bitterness, because his self-worth isn't negotiable. His presence says, "I choose you, but I don't need you." And that sentence, unspoken but felt, is the most attractive message a man can send. When you master this balance, something powerful happens. Women stop staying with you out of safety and start staying because of admiration. They stop loving you out of obligation and start loving you out of choice. Because admiration is the highest form of attraction. It's respect turned emotional. It's when she looks at you and sees not just a man, but direction. Not just comfort, but meaning. And that's what the man she doesn't love can never give her. He can offer her loyalty, but not leadership. He can offer her routine, but not resonance. He can offer her care, but not chemistry. Because attraction isn't built on niceness, it's built on polarity. And polarity comes from difference, not sameness. When she feels your independence, your stillness, your quiet dominance, something ancient in her relaxes, she can finally stop controlling. She can finally trust. So if you ever find yourself asking why women stay with men they don't love, Remember this, it's not always because they're blind. It's because those men give them something their nervous system mistakes for safety. But once they meet a man who gives them both safety and aliveness, the illusion breaks. She stops craving control and starts craving connection. Because real connection can only exist where both people are free. The man who understands this no longer gets angry at women for their contradictions. He sees through them. He knows that her logic and her emotions are two different languages, and he speaks both fluently. He doesn't judge her for staying where she shouldn't. He simply lives in a way that makes leaving him unthinkable. Not because he traps her, but because he awakens her. You see, the taboo reason women stay with men they don't love isn't just about fear. It's about absence. The absence of men who lead with both love and strength. The absence of men who can hold their ground without closing their heart. The absence of men who know that being masculine isn't about dominance, but direction. And when that kind of man appears, everything changes. Because she doesn't just feel safe. She feels alive. She doesn't just stay. She chooses. And that choice is the foundation of love that lasts. Not love built from dependency, but love built from desire. So stop trying to convince women to love you. Stop trying to earn it through effort or sacrifice. Instead, become the man whose presence demands respect, whose stillness inspires trust, and whose purpose gives meaning to his love. Because when you reach that level, you'll realize the secret behind it all. Women don't stay for words, for comfort, or for promises. They stay for energy. And the man who masters his energy, the one who is calm, certain, grounded, and free, never has to ask why women stay. They simply do. That's when you'll understand the truth. Love doesn't belong to the man who gives the most. It belongs to the man who gives from strength. Because when a man becomes her peace and her fire at the same time, she doesn't stay out of fear. She stays out of reverence.